Today's learning goal is I can solve two-step inequalities. Two-step inequalities are solved just like equations. The only difference is there is an inequality sign. Solve them the same way, but don't forget to think about what the inequality means. And use our rule when multiplying or dividing by a negative number. You need to flip the inequality symbol. Quick recap, how do I get rid of a fraction? Well, if we're adding or subtracting a fraction, we just add or subtract the opposite. That's simple. But when you're multiplying by a fraction, the way to undo multiplying by a fraction is to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, let's look at the examples. We're going to solve and we're going to graph our solutions. First one, 4x minus 1. The x is on the left side, so we have to undo the minus 1. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides of the inequality. When I do that, the 1's cancel out. I end up with 4x is greater than or equal to negative 17 combined with positive 1 would be negative 16. Then, to undo multiplying by 4, I divide by 4, and I divide by 4. The 4's cancel out. X is greater than or equal to negative 4. Notice I did not flip the inequality sign because I divided by a positive 4. Even though there was a negative 16 in the division problem, it's only whatever you divide or multiply by. Now, we're going to go over here and we're going to graph this. Underneath the greater than sign is an equal to sign, which means I need to color in my circle on negative 4. Okay, and x is greater than negative 4. So we're going to shade our number line to the right. There we go. Done. Hint, if your answer does not appear on the number line, recheck what you've done. You could have the wrong answer. Number 2, the x is on the left side, and they are combining it, and we actually have 5 minus 9x. So we have to undo that 5. 5 is actually positive, so the way to undo positive 5 is to subtract 5. Don't go by the sign after it. You got to go by the sign in front of it. This is a positive 5. So we're going to subtract 5 to both sides. That cancels these out. Don't forget that 9x is really a negative 9x because the sign in front of it is negative. Then we're going to combine negative 13 and negative 5 to get negative 18. Next, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 9. Notice I just said I'm dividing by negative 9. As soon as I say that to myself, I need to flip the inequality. The 9's cancel out. X is now greater than 2. There is no equal sign here, so it's going to get an open circle on 2. And x is greater than, so we color to the right. Finally, let's look at number 3. Number 3 is a little tricky also because the x is on the right side of the inequality symbol. So we first are going to undo the negative 12. How do we undo a negative 12? We add 12 to both sides, and we add 12 here. The 12s are gone. The 5x is now by itself. The symbol comes down. 8 plus 12 is 20. Next, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. This is why it's very important, too, to keep the x where it is. Don't move it to the left side. Just keep it. Cancel out the 5's on the right side. Bring the x down. Keep our symbol. 20 divided by 5 is 4. When I read this answer, I'm reading x is less than 4. If you have a hard time reading from right to left, which is very different from the way we read in the English language, you definitely want to then rewrite this. And again, I think about that alligator when I rewrite it. The alligator has to be eating the 4. So if you choose to rewrite it and you want the X on the left, you can do that. But make sure your alligator is still eating that 4. So you could also write this as X is less than 4, or just read it backwards. X is less than 4. So I'm going to put an open circle on the number 4, and then I'm going to color to the left. Less than, left. It's that simple. Now you're going to try the couple problems on the Your Turn page, and we will go over those in class tomorrow. Good luck.